We start in Newfoundland this morning, where improving weather conditions have helped control the spread of 3 uncontained forest fires. But officials are urging residents to stay vigilant with air quality deteriorating.
Smoke is still the main concern. We've been reminding people to make sure that they are fully prepared to leave on a moment's notice.
Winds shifting south are expected to push smoke into communities like Grand Falls, Windsor. The Bay d'Espoir Highway remains open despite fires in the area, but that could change as officials reassess the situation this morning. Buses are standing by ready to shuttle people to safety if an evacuation is ordered. And Heather Gillis is covering the story live from Grand Falls, Windsor, Newfoundland. Heather, how are the people in Grand Falls, Windsor coping?
Good morning, Chris. Well, people are coping well. There is a little bit of anxiety in the air, especially yesterday with all that smoke that was forecast. People were told to be ready, to have a bag packed and ready to go, bring essentials like prescription medication, chargers, clothing, cash, all just in case people had to leave this area with impending smoke. Now, when we left our hotel room this morning, we did smell a little bit of smoke in the air. However, the smoke that was forecasted has not been as intense as predicted. Last night, the provincial government said there would be no evacuation at this time. People seem to be calm, and the weather here in Grand Falls, Windsor over the last 24 hours has been absolutely beautiful. And to be honest, if you didn't know that there were forest fires burning 25 kilometers from here, you wouldn't know because the weather has been fine here. Still, those buses, as you mentioned earlier, are ready to bring people about a 2-hour drive west of here to a town called Deer Lake, where there is a provincial government evacuation shelter that's specifically for people who are vulnerable to poor air quality and smoke.
And Heather, any word on if the highway will be able to remain open?
Well, the fires are actually still listed as out of control, but they didn't grow yesterday, which is a good thing. So the fire along the Bay d'Espoir Highway, that actually shrank yesterday, according to Provincial Forest Fire Duty Officer Jeff Motti. The larger fire at Paradise Lake, that's still listed as 17,000 hectares or 172 square kilometers. Now, the Bay d'Espoir Highway crews are going to go down there by plane today, and they're going to assess it. And they're going to look for things like visibility and smoke to see if that road can remain open. Motti, the Forest Fire Duty Officer, says keeping that highway open, it's a vital road link to the Conagra Peninsula, connecting it to the rest of Newfoundland and Labrador. Well, he says keeping it open is a priority.
That's our number one operational objective, is to keep Route 360 open. It always has been and always will continue to be. You know, that's huge, keeping that artery open to the community south of it. So what we'll do today is we start with a morning operational briefing with all the crews. We talk about safety. Then our operations section chief and our fire behavior analysts will go down and they'll fly that highway and make sure it's safe to continue to keep it open.
Now, Motti says it's too early to say if they've turned a corner with the forest fires. He doesn't want to jinx things, but he says they're going to try to contain those fires, get them from the out of control status into contained status. Meteorologists expect weather here is going to be fairly mundane over the next 2 days, which could be favorable for fighting the fires.
Well, we'll take the good news when we can get it. Glad to hear that people are staying calm and prepared at the same time. Thank you for that, Heather.